Hey, thanks for joining me. Welcome to my dining room and entryway. So I have this pretty dress that I love, but it has some issues. This dress fits snug on the arms, snug at the waist, and then just wide open in the bust. Now this frustrates me. Was this dress designed with only Dolly Parton in mind? Anyway, what I need to do is pull up the fabric at the neckline. This dress is made from crepe and so also has a cling factor to it, which I solve using a silk slip. But comfortably at my waistline, this slip hangs out like 6 inches. I'm short, but I'm not that short, and I don't like it. So I yank it up to my bust line. Once it settles in, it's still like 2 inches too long. And again, with the gaping bust, what the heck? So here's my plan. I want the lace to be 1 inch above the knee, and I want the elastic to hit my natural waistline. And I estimate that's like my fingers in length folded over, so like 4 inches. So maybe 8 inches total I need to snip off. And then I can be beautiful! And so can this girl! I've got my tape measure handy, but first let's look at the elastic. I could cut that 8 inches off the top and re-sew the elastic, but it's sewn on with elastic thread at the top and bottom. I don't want to mess with that, and I do want to keep the lace. So let's measure this thing. My slip is 28 inches long. My measurements from my natural waist to 1 inch above the knee is 20 inches. So I'm going to cut out the middle of the skirt. Here's the 20-inch mark, but I'm going to go up 1 inch to cut. Back to the dress, the back along the shoulders is kind of a saddle support, and the front at the shoulders has 2 beautiful darts on each side. I don't want to mess with any of these things because it'll change the fit and the drape of the dress. I'm a total dork. So I'm going to draw this thing out for you. The back of the neck along the shoulders is a rectangle that kind of functions like a saddle. That's the support for the drape at the back, the front, and the sleeves. The front is made up of 2 large triangles with 2 darts. Both sides are symmetrical. Now I need the outside edge at the sleeve to stay the same, but the inside edge is a problem. I'm going to pull it up as far as I can manage before hitting that inner dart. I need about 3 inches. I don't think this is quite that, but you can see I'm essentially taking out a triangle of fabric out of both bust pieces. Folded over, I get 1 1/4 inches. That's going to be a 1/2 inch less than desirable, but still far better than nothing. I make sure to stitch along that saddle seam along the top of the shoulder. I decided not to tack or cut the excess fabric. It lays just fine hidden under the bust. Back to the slip. 20 inches up from the bottom is the same as 8 inches down from the top. I'm going to actually cut at 7 inches because I'm not sewing on the elastic directly. I'm going to thread it through a wide hem at the top. So I need 1 inch of fabric to create that wide hem. Then I cut off the elastic from the excess fabric and set aside. At the new top of the slip, I do a narrow zigzag all around. I fold that over, making sure to give enough space for the elastic, then zigzag stitch that down also, leaving an opening at the end. I then cut the elastic, thread it through with a safety pin. Sew it back together with a zigzag. Snug it back in, and sew down the hole. Slip done. Now I feel pretty. The bust fits. No obnoxious gaping. The slip prevents cling and hides under the dress. It sits perfectly as I desired. And now I can give off some serious West Side Story vibes.